welcome back. It's Nicole again, and we're going to spend some time now walking through eAssessment. So we're actually going to provide you with the overview of McGraw-Hill eAssessment. We're on our homepage on the teacher side, and notice you have your Assess tab. So go ahead and click into that Assess tab, and then you have two options. You have your McGraw-Hill eAssessment, which is going to be this first box here, and then you have different PDFs that will allow you to provide these to your students, to really provide them the opportunity to practice for different types of tests. So here they can click on this one, Study to Succeed on Test, How to Succeed on an Essay Test, Multiple Choice Test, and so forth. And then you'll notice below that you are able to click into all of the rubrics that we have embedded in the program for you. So if you happen to assign, say, a web page assignment to your students, or if you have students creating a timeline, they would be able to click into that rubric, and then they would at least know what they're working towards. And of course, all of these resources can be assigned just by clicking on that Tools tab and assign this resource. But let's go back up to McGraw-Hill eAssessment, and we're going to spend some time in the assessment platform. Here within McGraw-Hill eAssessment, you are going to have your question sets at the top, and then you're going to have all of your tests housed at the bottom. And then anytime you actually create an assessment or drag and drop an assessment or a worksheet, you're going to do that in the testing window here. So just to explain some of the differences, the question sets contain all of the questions that are available for a particular chapter. So if I click the plus sign next to the title, you'll notice that all of the chapters show up. And then if I click the plus sign next to a particular chapter, and I click one more time, I'm able to see all of the questions available for that particular chapter. Now, if you're creating your own test, you would then be able to drag and drop those questions directly into your test. Then at the bottom is where you have the McGraw-Hill pre-made tests. So again, you would find your title, you would click that plus sign. Again, those chapters will come up for you. You're going to click the plus sign next to the chapter, and then you'll be able to see all of the lesson quizzes and tests that are available to you. So for every chapter, you have a document-based test available, a traditional test, and then you have a quiz for every lesson. If you're interested in assigning one of these tests, you would simply drag and drop that test into the testing window, and there's your test. And I'm just going to scroll through here so you can see what this test would look like. The answer is provided here on the screen, but just know if you print this out or if you assign this to a student online, the answer will not be there. You would, if you're printing it out, you would actually have an answer key printed out for you as well. And then if you've assigned this online, the actual system is going to grade it for you, except for the essay, short, long response type questions, and then you would actually have to go in and provide a score for those. Once you've created your test, you can hover over each of the questions and you'll see this little green pencil tool come up. If you click there, you'll notice you're able to edit questions. You can delete questions. If you go to the top here where it says question and you click on new question, these are all of the different types of questions that you can add to that test as well. And then in addition, if you click on File and go to Print to PDF, you're able to print out a single version of this test or multiple versions of the test, which then basically provides the same content of the test, but it's numbered in a different way. So basically we talked about the question sets and the tests. The last thing I did just want to point out is you also have your worksheets embedded in McGraw-Hill eAssessment as well. And the reason we've embedded those worksheets is we wanted to provide you with the ability to make edits and changes to those worksheets so you can really differentiate those depending on the needs of your students. So we went through the same process. I clicked next to the title, but the title that now is described as worksheets. Then you'll have all of your chapters available. once you click on a chapter, you have all of these different worksheets available. So you have your chapter summary, your guided reading lessons, your hands-on chapter project, all of your geography and history skills activities, your vocabulary builder, and so forth. And if you are interested in assigning one of these worksheets online or printing out one of these worksheets, you would do just like we did with the test. You would drag and drop it into the testing window. So again, we talked about question sets, we talked about your tests and worksheets. So why don't you go ahead and click into the McGraw-Hill eAssessment, and why don't you go and find the different questions that are available for the different tests and chapters within the question sets. And then within tests, why don't you find a particular test that you're interested in and go ahead and drag and drop it and try to make some edits to that as well.